This time on the Driver's Corner, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my title drama with the 79 911. So I've owned a lot of cars. I've bought upwards of 100 cars at this point in my life, and I usually don't make mistakes. And I learned a valuable one when buying this one that I think might help out other buyers. I do all my normal pre-purchasing discussions with the owner. This one I did a little bit more than I normally do just because I was flying to Dallas. If you guys saw my video where I flew to Dallas and then drove that thing all the way back, kind of a sight unseen purchase and then travel situation. But I also was dealing with kind of an odd situation with this car. So I'll explain everything that transpired and then how I ended up where I'm at today, where I still don't have this car registered. And we're going to talk about why. Initially, when I started looking at this car, it was on Facebook and it was listed in Dallas, Texas, and it had been up for about a month. So the car had been sitting up there. There was only one or two pictures on the ad, and it just seemed kind of scammy just in general. The pictures were photos taken off of a computer, so they were grainy. And it looked like maybe one of those Nigerian princes that's gonna sell you their car while they're out of the country type situation. So I was pretty wigged out on the front end of this purchase as it was. Just, you know, the car was listed for a lot of money, in my opinion, and it was kind of like red flags all over the place regarding the ad. Ultimately, what I did was I decided to reach out and just offer my phone number. I said, hey, give me a call. Let me chat about the car with you. And I was trying to determine whether or not the car was real or fake. Well, a gentleman called me and it was not the owner. It was his friend that was helping him sell it. So like red flag again, giant red flag throwing up there. But the guy was really, really nice. Explained why he was having to sell the car for his friend because his friend hadn't had any luck and was getting really frustrated. And his friend was just kind of sick of it. So he posted on Facebook and said, hey, I'm going to help you get rid of this car. So I talked to him for a while, a couple times. I just started chatting through the car, the history, and then he ultimately linked me up with the owner. So started chatting with the owner a little bit, got things together, and then started working on my financing situation. So how I was going to get him the money, considering he was in Dallas and I was here outside of Nashville. So that was my next challenge. Well, what some of you may or may not know is that traveling with a lot of money, cash, is not only difficult when you're getting on an airplane, but it can also be difficult when you're traveling in your car. So apparently, if you are carrying large amounts of money, which is anything over $10,000, they can seize that from you and hold it and determine whether or not it's being used for nefarious purposes or not. So right off the bat, I initially was going to do a cash deal on this car, and the owner and I had decided, yeah, this is a great thing. I'll bring cash. If I like the car, I'll buy it. I'm going to fly in, etc. Well, when I found out that getting through the TSA checkpoint might be difficult, carrying large amounts of cash, and then also the fact that they could hold it or delay my flight or all kinds of things where I wouldn't get there on time. And I only really had one shot at this. That I decided, okay, look, I've got to do something else. So he asked me to send him a deposit via Zelle or Zelle. I don't know how you say it, but it's basically an unsecured bank transfer. So I did. I decided to risk the $2,000 or whatever to drop him a deposit, and then I figured I'd sort the rest out. I ended up getting a money order. He was pretty reluctant to accept a money order, and because he was on the other side of this transaction going, man, I don't want somebody to show up, hand me a fake money order, and drive away with my car. Well, here's what kind of came out of that, which is what made this transaction end up being really, really messy, despite it working out really well in the end. The gentleman that I bought this from purchased the car in 2018 off Bring a Trailer. He had it shipped from Ohio to Texas, and then it's been in his possession there ever since. All kinds of records. The owner that he got it from had owned it since I think maybe 2004, and then sold it in 2018. So it had only changed hands a couple times, and the car in general was well cared for. It was a project that somebody kind of started. They took it about 90% of the way, and that's where I'm going to pick up. The new owner, the gentleman that I bought the car from, never registered it in his name. So I didn't know this at the time when I was initially talking to him until basically I was on my way. And I thought, okay, not a big deal because I'd done my due diligence. I saw that the guy that I was buying it from was the bid winner on Bring a Trailer. Not a huge deal, right? I get there, he's got the title and all the paperwork from Bring a Trailer and all that. And so I went ahead and did the transaction. I hopped in the car, as you saw in the other video, and then I drove all the way back home to Nashville in one day from Dallas, which was a really fun trip for me. It was a dream come true. It's something that I always wanted to do, so it was really, really exciting. Well, the next couple days later, I decided, hey, I'm gonna go to get the car registered. So I went to the local county clerk's office to get the registration done, and guess what? The title was not the title for the car. So apparently at some point in 2016, the original owner had lost the title that I ended up with, and he had applied for a lost or replacement title, and he got that one and lost that one apparently. But then he found the one from 2004, the original title that came with the car, and gave that one with the Bring a Trailer transaction. So what does that mean? Well, that means that the title that I got with the car is not actually the current and accurate title to the car. So the folks at the county clerk's office gave me the number for the actual title that is associated with this car, and then the original owner from Ohio decided that he was going to try to find it. It took him about a week. He could not find it, and then he had to apply for a lost title. So he ended up applying for a replacement title, signed that over. I just got it in the mail yesterday, so I'm going to register the car on Monday. So that's my plan. Very excited about that. And the title drama is kind of over as long as everything goes well on Monday. What I did want to kind of identify here, and this is something that I think might be helpful to other people. I thought I'd done all the steps right. Send me a picture of the title, let me whatever, check the title, the VIN number and all the things, make sure everything matches. But I didn't check to see that that title is actually the accurate title to the car. And what you can do is you can call your local county clerk's office where you register your vehicles. You can take that title number that's on there and verify that that is actually the active title to that car. So going back in time, if I could do this again, I absolutely would call my county clerk's office. I would give them the title number on the title before I ever bought the car and said, is this the accurate title for this VIN number car? And then they can check into that and tell you yes or no. And they can tell you, verify the names that are on there. And then you're kind of a little bit safer because you won't have to deal with the drama of going back. Thank goodness the original owner was still alive and kicking and was actually willing to help get me the title to the car, because I was really close to having a car that I didn't actually own. The guy I bought it from never owned it. The guy that sold it on Bring a Trailer was like a broker or a friend of the original owner, and then all that had to go back to tracing to find the original owner to get the title. So it looks like a happy ending for me at this time, but it was pretty dicey there for a minute when I'm sitting in a car that's what I consider to be expensive, and I don't even own it. So it was pretty dramatic for me, but now I feel a lot better. I've got the actual title, and now I can actually start feeling like I own the car and working my way towards building it into what I want it to be. So that's a little bit about my title drama that I mentioned in the last video. I took the car out today for a spin. I went down to a Cars and Coffee event in Columbia, Tennessee, and there were a couple other really cool Aircooleds down there. I'll pop them up right here so you can see those. Just a really great time. Then I went for a back road spin, and the car is phenomenal. I'm just slowly getting everything together. I've been buying parts, and I'm sure you guys saw in the video that I'd spray painted the ducktail pretty close to match, and took the whale tail off the car. But overall, I couldn't be happier. The thing is amazing, and I'm so happy to be living my air-cooled dream. I've always wanted to own one of these. The project one that I was working on, while it would have been fantastic, today was a fantastic day because I wasn't just stuck in the garage grinding metal and cutting rust out. I actually took my car out and had an amazing morning. So anyway, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, or if there's anything you want to see on the car, please comment below. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to build the channel, and I definitely appreciate everybody that is tuning in and subscribing. So I hope to see you guys really soon on the next video, while I am going to be doing the gated shifter kit into my 915 transmission. So you guys will get to watch that. I've never done it before, obviously, but I will film the process as best I can and give you any tips that I have along the way. So I hope to see you soon.